National Hurricane Conference, and many topics that we were looking at is the National Hurricane Center, what they learned from last year 2023 season, what they can improve on for 2024 season. We also have the hurricane hunters, but one thing a lot of people don't think about when they go through a hurricane is how it's going to impact local businesses. So here with me is Andrea Davis, President and CEO of the Resiliency Initiative. Obviously, a lot of us here are some sort of weather management experts from the National Hurricane Center, but for businesses specifically, why are you here?
So I am an owner of a women-owned small business, and I've been in the emergency management space for a long time, so these are kind of my people at the Hurricane Conference. But I'm trying to work on that gap, because when you think about your local economy and everybody here, it's all based on the small business. And if a small business doesn't have a plan to think through that bad day, whether it's hurricane or even just a fire, they're not going to stay in business. And the impact that has to us as a community is significant. And I'd like to get the word out that there's so many free resources available for businesses out there, because we all know we're going to experience a hurricane. But what are those 5 things you need to do and think through? And so if you're a small business out there, consider joining the Private Sector Emergency Management Association. Tons of free resources available to help you stay in business on a bad day.
So you work with many agencies, one of being FEMA. What are some of the things that you learned from your career and specifically at this conference that you would maybe like to share with your other listeners that haven't had the opportunity to come out here or not even think about coming out?
Well, there's so many times we remember when the hurricane hits, right, and how that impacts us immediately. It's always the downrange. When I was with FEMA, I was doing Hurricane Katrina recovery in New Orleans, and when we look at the tax base in New Orleans, 75% post-hurricane land left, you don't have the community. And the only way you rebuild from a recovery standpoint is making sure those small businesses get back. And so any community out there, any small business, I just highly recommend just thinking through at that micro level, but then knowing what other businesses' plans are, because that's how you're going to get yourself out of it.
Are there any workshops here today that you had with
Amazing workshop, and we just had a great conversation with the Small Business Association, another great free resource for businesses out there. But then also when we look at what the Hurricane Center is telling us about what the weather's coming, this is kind of our preview of how to get ready. And so take that extra step. And I know it's hard when you're running a small business. I mean, you don't have the time, you don't have the money. But if you just take just a microsecond every day and make it like emergency preparedness, like brushing your teeth. And my dad had a diner growing up, and I think we would like to have a fire extinguisher. That was the extent of our emergency plans. But just if you can see, like, by having a plan and how that will keep you in business post-crisis, and then having those resources on the ready, so when something happens to you, you can reach out to them, you can recover so much faster.
Do you have any words of first steps for people? Any first steps?
Hands down, go to esema.org, FEMA.org, and then SBA.org, and then everything's downloadable. And even FEMA has a small business package, and these are all documents that are free. Don't get too caught up in I gotta fill out this form. It's all about here and you thinking through what your business needs to make it to the next day, and then thinking 2 weeks out, 30 days out, a year out, and then who are you relying on? Sometimes a big mistake is they forget, oh hey, I need the milk delivery, or I need meat delivery to run my restaurant. What are their plans if we got a big hurricane? What if they leave me and I can't open my restaurant? You might have your lights on, but you may not have anything.
Andrea, thank you so much for speaking with us today. A lot of the information here, and it's again not just for emergency managers, people in the weather community, but also small businesses. Really great information. Tony Manoffi will be here later today. He's going to talk much more about other things like the Hurricane Center, their impact and everything. So we're going to have much more for you coming up at 4 and 5. But for now, I'll send it back to you.